All right, guys, we made it through another week. It's Friday afternoon, Friday night, whatever. I'm not going to do a specific watch video tonight. I'm just going to give up maybe a little more of an update, glimpse of what is to come. Also, thanks. Actually, I'm going to lead off. Let's lead off with a thanks to Bob. First of all, Bob at Brisbane. Bob from Brisbane. Excuse me. Man, I need this weekend, right? You guys probably do too. Bob sent over these postcards actually a little while ago, and I just haven't had the time to fit them in. So this is a glimpse of his beautiful looking city in Australia there, the Australia Gold Coast. So it looks like vacation land. I'm sure for the locals that live there, they probably don't feel that way, but maybe they do. Maybe that's why the population is what it is. Looks pretty amazing to me. So big thanks to Bob for sending these guys over. I will be putting them up there. Actually, I have, now that I noticed that. Bob, did you send that one too? Because I have. Did you send me that one before? I got to pop these off and look at the backside. I think maybe you already sent me one. I knew I had one from Brisbane. So I will be putting those on the wall. So big thanks, Bob, for sending those. I'll put my address down below if you want to send in a card. That would be great. Also, Jim D from New Jersey sent over this. I'm not going to show the backside because it has his personal information on it. But these are hilarious. I know it's not specific to his area, but these are hilarious. It's actually funny. Bruce and I will, Bruce Williams' channel. Bruce and I talk on a daily basis essentially, but we're both big fans of like Far Side and GIFs in general and all that stuff. And this stuff is just hilarious. So that's pretty cool that you sent this over, the Larson cartoon drawings or whatever. So really cool. Appreciate that, Jim. That'll definitely get it up on the wall. I have a few on there, but there's always room for more, guys. This is like an 8-foot by 4-foot wall or whatever. I could fill the whole darn thing up if I want. So, all right, let's talk a little bit more about the channel. Let's brush on some mods I have coming up. I have a couple that are slowly in the works. Of course, I have to finish up Frank's build because I had issues with the crystal going in and everything. I did order some parts. I found a good source on eBay, reasonably priced. I think all this stuff is actually kind of more expensive than it really should be, but it is what it is. I got to pay what I got to pay, right? So, when I go over all this stuff, I'll share the seller and all that stuff. So I ordered the new click spring because I robbed one from my build, so I have that. All this stuff was from one seller. So then I ordered 3 crystal gaskets, and I'm guessing my luck with pressing in crystals, maybe one will end up being not junked on. So, and then I also ordered the SARB 059 stem and crown. Now these are, if you don't know, those are used for when you take an SKX build and put a 4R or 6R movement in it, because the SARB 059 actually had a 6R15 in it from the factory, and it was an SKX case. And I forgot a while ago, because I usually inventory one of these, but I ordered 2 of them a while ago because I ended up using one on Homer's build. So I was replenishing my stock, and I ended up with 2 there, and then I totally forgot that I ordered those, and I ordered another one. So now I have 3, which one will be on my build, and then I'm sure I'll end up doing some more builds with them. So that's, I think, money well spent. So the other thing I scored is another Turtle Blue Lagoon dial for a future SKX build. And I still have an additional Yaboki's metal blue chapter ring that looks really good with these, or you can do the brushed ones or something like that from Namoki's or any mod company that you choose to get your parts from. This is an SRP 777 dial. This is basically the all black with the applied indices or raised indices with the newer loom. So that's a really cool dial. This one, I think we have the build pretty much set. I think Namoki's is donating the rest of the parts for that one. So the guy we're doing that build on is actually set up. That probably will be the March build. So I need to make contact with him. If you're watching the video, you know who you are. We need to get that SKX to me. Or if you don't have one, which I can't remember if you had one or not. I think you might. If you don't, I have another SKX coming up for sale real soon in the next couple of days. So if somebody wants to buy one and just retain it here, ready for a mod future on, then, that's always an option too. So, the mod stuff is still active, even though I'm not putting out videos like right away on it. Of course, in the background here, you see I still have the Helson that Bruce sent in on his Stabe mesh, which I'm surprised he sent that because I know he likes to retain that. You know what? I don't know if Bruce wanted this back right away, so I'm going to probably hold on to it until he starts screaming and yelling for it back. So, because I still haven't had a chance to check that out, and I'm trying to play catch up with other things. So, and Bruce doesn't watch my videos anyway, so you guys can say whatever you want. So, next up, this video actually I'll probably do tomorrow. This is the Carpathia. Super cool design. I've been eyeballing these ever since Adam did a review, to the 1010 Talk. I think back in the day it was actually, his channel was properly wound, but then ever since that video, but even before that, there's a strong presence of this watch on, social media, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. So super cool watch. Plus the guy, Mark, the owner of the company, he's down in Chicago. So, I mean, it even says Chicago on the dial. So pretty slick. And this is a really cool watch. So once I had a little bit of I don't want to say a lull, but I definitely had the overwhelming desire to really check one out. I reached out to Mark and I said, hey man, can you send me one? So, and of course he obliged. So these are super cool watches. In the box, you can kind of see a little bit of the wood over here. I'll cover all that in the video when I do it. But the packaging and the watch and everything is it's really cool. So I'll move on to the next one. Before I do that, I'm going to interrupt because I'm random, right? So I shipped out, already packaged up and boxed up. I'm going to drop them off at the post office. Quite a few of the watches that sold on that phase one. There's a couple of them that I haven't done. I haven't shipped the ball yet. And then I think that's it. So, but I'll be doing that here real soon. But this guy, the Timex, Jesus wanted to check this out. He wasn't sure if there was any blems or anything on it. So if you're watching, you can see this thing is actually in really good shape. There's no marks on the crystal. There's just some dust and everything like that. Even that little speck, that's just a little piece of dust or something in between the crystal and the case that I'm sure I could just pick out. But this thing's still like basically brand new. So if you're interested in that, hit me up, or I'll send you an email letting you know that I did that little glimpse in the video. So next up, one of the watches that will be videoed real soon, and Bruce will get it after me. A viewer of the channel's Brandon sent this guy in. This is, and I've wanted to look at this watch for a long time, and I know many of you guys have probably scoped these. They seem like they were like super crazy popular there for a while, and then they just kind of petered out a little bit. But I'm here to tell you this is not petered out. Even if you go to the visitor website right now, basically you got to put yourself on a waiting list. And I can see why now. This thing is crazy awesome. Excuse me, let me get a drink. I'm excited to do the video on this one. I just got it today, and I put it on. I wore it for like 15, 20 minutes, and I was like, wow, this thing is awesome. And he has a bunch of other different designs too, but I think I personally would be after this one. This is the Dune Shore, the Visitor Dune Shore. I don't think I'm sold on this particular dial color because it's almost kind of like a flesh tone, or it's supposed to be sand. It's the Dune Shore or whatever, but he did like a really deep dark green. I don't know if he's still doing runs of that or if he's doing any other colorways, but I could definitely see purchasing one of those. And then the other video that'll be happening real soon is this is the Ergon. I think that's what it is. This is from the same company or manufacturer, like a sister company or something like that does Azelos. So you're talking really well sorted out Microbrand at affordable prices. So I will do a full video on this, but this is a really cool bronze watch. It's all bronze, even the bezel and and then it has a ceramic insert, hardware, everything. It comes with 2 straps. So, and I measured it out. I think it's only like 39.5 millimeter across, and then it has a fairly short lug to lug. So I don't know what to show it next to. Oh, here's an SKX. So if you look at it next to an SKX, it's a pretty killer size. So if you're looking for like a bronze dive watch in a smaller size, I think this would be a really good choice. So, all right, guys, I went over 10 minutes. That happens when I just ramble about stuff. Oh, before I close out, I have, assuming everything goes well, but I was talking to another viewer of the channel, and he is sending over, 3 watches, but 2 of them I have never had on the channel before, and they're really cool. I'm gonna blurb out the model numbers, so if they come in, we'll show them, and they'll be cool, and we'll do videos. They're Seikos, of course. And if they don't show up, then whatever. But the first one is a SPB035, and then the second one is an SSA285. So if you feel like it, look those 2 numbers up, and you'll see there's a couple of cool watches that hopefully I'll have in here soon. The SPB035 and a SSA285. So, all right, guys, I rambled long enough. I'll see you tomorrow.